Hey guys, my name is Dave and welcome to another video. So, I've been pondering a lot of things as of late. As I discussed last week, one of the things I discussed that I did not bring up directly was the fact that a lot of the relationships I've had in the past, when they end, they don't exactly end on a extreme bad note. And thinking on that made me wonder, is it better that way? Now, before I go any further into this video, I want to clarify I am grateful for the fact that the people who I had been in relationships with in the past, I'm still close friends with today. I want to point that out. I am grateful for that. But thinking on this does kind of make me wonder if it would have been better off otherwise because of the fact that on a psychological standpoint, it creates a very conflicted mentality. Um, for many of you who have been in a relationship who it ends on a really bad note and you like never talk to the person again, sure you have like burning hate for them to some kind of degree, but at least that disdain causes you to like just not think about like what had happened and just move on with your lives. For me specifically, with the relationships I've been in, I constantly, because I'm close friends with all of them, I constantly think, why did I do that? What did I do wrong? Why did I do this? Why did and it's just like something that nags at me over and over and over again. And I'm not the only one either. I have actually met people who stay in touch with their past relationships and basically think along the same lines. Like the mentality of I wish I could try that again. I wish I could do this again. For me, this applies to maybe I would say two very specific relationships that I've had, just because of how close I am to both of them still to this day. Um, with the knowledge that it won't happen, um, I just am like I think back during the relationships close to the time where it ended, whether I ended it or they ended it is irrelevant. Um, but I always think, what could have I done differently? Why did I do this? And it usually, this is why I wonder, by the way, it would usually lead to me and anybody else who I've talked to about this factor before, not literally, by the way, but beating myself up over what had happened in the past. Now, granted, bear in mind, like I said, this is not like literally like me punching myself or smacking myself or hitting or whatever. I don't mean that. I just mean like the metaphorical term. And I'm not the only one who's done this either. I actually had to do discussions with a few individuals, and it's a pattern I noticed amongst those who do keep in touch with the people who are their exes, but have some kind of balance for it. Of course, there are some individuals out there who keep in touch with them who end up cheating on their current partner, which shame on you if you do that. Um, but for those who don't, who just end up cutting ties, showing irritation, frustration, disdain, hate, disrespect, whatever term you want to use, those who do that end up moving on and forgetting everything of the past. For the most part, there are some exceptions out there. But for the vast majority, this just seems to be a pattern, and it always makes me wonder what would have happened if that was the outcome for me instead. Would it make me a different person today? Because one pro, it seems like I'm talking about cons here, but the pro of all this, of having these relations, yes, yes, I'll admit, I do every once in a while beat myself up over the dumb mistakes that I've made in the past. But the pro of all this is it helps me learn for the future. Whereas relationships that end on like an extremely bad note, I've noticed the person doesn't change anything. They show disdain, hate towards the past person, and just go, on to basically have the same mentality in the next. And this is under the ones who were at fault for the relationships, by the way. For me, because I have this mentality of, um, like, I did these things wrong, this is why the relationship ended. I wasn't, like, I'm not saying I was the direct cause of the end of the relationship, but it did help trigger a domino effect leading to the end relationship. Me being one of the in one of them, I'm the one who ended one, and then in the other, it was the other person. But in both situations, both were at fault. But in both situations, it ended on a good note, but also led to this mentality of self disdain, more or less. I guess. Um, I wouldn't call it self hate because I don't hate who I am at all. I love myself as a person, but I don't appreciate the actions that I've done in the past towards these particular individuals. And being close friends they are to me today, it makes me think, did they really deserve those actions? Never makes me think, did I deserve them, because of the fact that they're friends. And it creates this mentality of uncertainty, which, to loop back to what I was originally saying, makes me wonder if the other route would have been better. Now, once again, I'm going to reiterate, I'm grateful that I didn't go down that hateful route because I'm not someone who shows hate towards an individual easily. It takes an extreme amount of pushing for that to happen. Um, in fact, I can only really ever think relationship wise, there's literally only one person of the handful of relationships that I've been in, um, who I would downright never want to interact with again. This is literally, it's the one person who um, I completely disconnected with and had nothing to do with. I didn't want anything to do with her, so I just completely disconnected. Haven't talked to her since. Haven't even tried to do so. And it helped me move on. It didn't change me as a person. It didn't make me wonder anything. But I moved on and I was myself. But that's like the main reason why I wonder it. Like I said, I am very grateful that I'm not going down that route for others because I feel like if I was, it would also make me a very, me personally, a very selfish individual, which I definitely don't want to be. But I think that's like the one major positive. Like there's several positives to having these exes as close friends for me, but the main positive being that I change as an individual by learning from the mistakes I made within the relationships. And the cons being that it's a constant reminder of the stupidity of myself. And yes, I have a hard time not thinking about it, whereas that's why I question it. If it didn't happen, I could simply just let it go and move on. I don't know. Any of your thoughts on this matter? I just kind of wanted to talk about this just because it kind of came to my mind. It was something that I figured, you know what, I'm not the only one who goes this kind of mentality. I figured, you know what, this might be something that some people could probably relate to. So I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, make sure to give it a like and consider subbing to the channel. We do vlogs like this every single Monday. Or, yeah, Monday very late at night, or Monday, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see all of you later. Bye, all.